We got a special guest coming on. I'm super excited. Sam will be joining us here this evening as well. But man, Peter, go ahead, man. I want to introduce yourself, guys. This is someone who is an absolute stud. He's 2 Comma Club winner. Have chatted with him about marketing and sales funnels and all that type of stuff before, and he's awesome. So I'm super excited to have you join us, Peter. But go ahead, man. Introduce yourself.
It's obviously, so my name is Peter Prue. My specialty is e-commerce sales funnels. That's how I hit the 2 Comma Club award. And over the past 10 months or so, I've kind of started doing personal branding with my YouTube channel, showing people and sharing the strategies that kind of got me into 2 Comma Club award. Because a lot of the stuff that I teach on my channel is kind of unconventional to what you're typically seeing a lot of people building their e-commerce business. So I kind of take a more of a out of the box approach to it.
I love it, man. I love it. And guys, for all you guys watching, I know we have a lot of focus on agencies in here, but guys, there's also such a thing as an e-commerce agency. And me and Peter were just talking before this about these strategies are all about becoming a better marketer. And that's our goal here with the 7-Figure Crusader Nation, is teach you guys marketing, teach you guys strategy, funnels, and that's where Peter, really excels. And one thing you mentioned, Peter, that I wanted to hit on here, right before this, you mentioned that you were with Tai Lopez and you have some content in the social media marketing. To talk about that, I'm sure everyone knows Tai Lopez. Actually, really quick, before you talk about it, anyone who doesn't like Tai Lopez, guys, come on. The guy's an insane marketer. You might not like how he does it, but to not have some respect for what he does, come on.
Yeah. That's one thing I always told my audience. I actually got some backlash from some of my followers. They're like, "Oh, you can't go there. You're selling out or whatever." And I'm like, you might not like him as a person, but you cannot not respect his marketing, right? You can learn a ton from him. I truly think I can't picture, when I think about it, a bigger influencer than him in the space. Maybe Grant, I don't even think Grant Cardone is as big as him. I think he is the biggest online marketing.
Maybe Gary V?
Gary V, yeah, I guess so.
It's those 3 guys, right? They're right there at the top. I think that Tai Lopez's stuff is better than Grant Cardone's. I think Grant Cardone makes some of his money in other places, but when it comes to his marketing like that, Tai is just
mind blowing. And believe it or not, Ty's content, before I went out there, I never watched any of his real content, at all. I watched his marketing and how he was doing it. But I actually purchased one of his courses recently, and it's actually pretty good. He actually knows his stuff. So I definitely respect even the knowledge that he does have.
Yeah, and his 67 Steps program I bought for $37 2 years ago. I'm a huge personal development buff, read tons of books, all that stuff. The program was incredible.
That's the one I got. That's the one I got. There's so much content here.
I've heard a lot of good things about that program.
It's good.
I don't
really
think
good.
I've ever heard anyone say something bad about it.
Yeah.
You can't say bad stuff about it, because that 67 Steps is more valuable than 4 years of a high school education, arguably a college education. It really is.
No, yeah, I totally agree. And I literally, it'll literally take you 67 days to go through all that content if you do it every day. You do get a lot of value from it.
It's a lot. So yeah, man. So tell me you said you were doing some stuff inside his social media marketing agency program. Talk a little bit about what that looked like.
Yeah. So weirdly enough, I swear, sometimes the stars just align. There's no explanation for it, but somebody reached out to me from his team. And I thought it was totally a spam. I was I'm not even going to respond to this, whatever. But he did have, and I looked at the domain and it said tailopez.com. So I was like, all right, you can't fake that. So he was like, hey, we're looking for people. We're revamping our e-commerce blueprint and our social SMMA, I think it's called, social media marketing agency. And I've been looking at your content. Would love to fly you out to LA to teach what you're doing. Right. And I was like, what? How? It just didn't, I didn't want to believe it. And then I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll just say yes, we'll do it. And literally 2 weeks later, I was on a flight to LA, went to his house Saturday morning, spent the day there, and really just taught 3 core things. And we can go into them a little bit more in depth, is offers, funnel, and then traffic, 3 core things. And he included that in both the e-commerce blueprint and as well as the social media marketing agency, because what a lot of people don't realize is I'm not like big into agency work, but I see a lot of people, posting about chiropractors, dentists, and all. And I'm like, this is the wild west out there with e-commerce. Like there's like, I don't see anybody really going after e-commerce clients, and they're so easy because a lot of them don't know what they're doing anyway. So you can go to like a Shopify store that's crushing it already, right? Not even one that's like a brand new one because you don't want to risk it. You go to somebody that's already making a ton of sales. Say, hey, can I want to triple your revenue, and I want to build a sales funnel for you and a continuity program and all this good stuff. And you literally just build them out a sales funnel for their best-selling product already, right? So they already have the best, they already have the offer, they already have the traffic, and all you need to do is build them a funnel, right? And you're literally going to triple their sales. And we can go in depth on like how that's actually possible, but I don't want to bore people with all this e-commerce stuff. But it's really, when you use a sales funnel, you're able to control that sales process. Your conversion rate's usually on an e-commerce store, 15% compared to a Shopify store, which is like under 2%. So when you go in there and you get them results for free to start, right? Like there's gonna be a no-brainer to pay you, a monthly retainer, and that's always my suggestion was in when we were revamping his SMMA stuff is go out, find Shopify stores, find Amazon sellers that are already crushing it, and use these funnels that we're already giving you in his program, and just plug and play their best-selling products in there, right? Like it's just that easy, right? They already have your copy, they already have the offer. Like all you have to do is take their imagery, put it into a funnel, and tell them to drive traffic to it.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of e-com people don't see. They have these like missing pieces that to us, they seem like small things, but you take something like a store that's already doing pretty good and you add a sales funnel and you add some special retargeting ads or something that they might not have, and that just adds a lot of fuel to their fire.
And the thing is, like, they already, like, if you go to a Shopify store that is already like established, or a business that's already established, like they already have like a Facebook team running their ads for them. Like all you have to do is be like, hey, replace that, push traffic to this for a week, and I guarantee you will 3x your sales, right? So I think that's the easiest sell on. I think it's a big opportunity. Like going out, I mean, I don't know why people don't go after e-commerce clients. Like I've never had anybody reach out to any of my e-commerce businesses ever, like trying to get on a cold call or anything.
So it's wide open, huh? Let's go. Yeah, let's dive into that. We already got some people who are interested in hearing more about that for clients. One thing, Peter, your camera is bouncing around a lot right now.
Is it? Sorry, I'm standing. I will.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I just it was. It's getting a little motion. Yeah. Okay.
You got motion sickness.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah. It should be perfect.
I'll stay back.
All right, man. Well, I think that's the direction we should go. I love that. So let's talk about that. Getting e-commerce clients for your agency. You've never had anyone reach out to you. Mind blowing. We all know that every chiropractor, every dentist in the world has been reached out to 800 fucking million times. You don't need a whole lot in order to actually provide results. So let's talk about, what you do. Let's go through the three things you talked about for Ty Lopez, if you think that, or if you think there's a better place there, you can let me know. But let's talk about offers. What do you mean by building a funnel for e-commerce clients?
Okay, so specifically with clients, it's actually going to be a lot easier for you, right? You're actually not going to have to really structure a good offer, because you can go to them and ask them right away for their best-selling product, right? Like they already have that. Like, so for example, like if you're going to go and reach out, like let's just hypothetically say Organifi, they already have a good funnel in place, right? But they already have that product that converts really well, right? So you literally just say, hey, you can easily go find their best selling. You can usually, sort on Shopify store. Hey, what are the best selling products? Go check them out. See if that's a product that would fit for a funnel for you. And you don't really have to do much. So as far as like, if you're like trying to start an e-commerce business, and we don't have to segue this too much, when I say offer, I mean, winning products are out there. Like you can go on Amazon, you can see the bestseller ranks for products, and any of us can source these for ourselves. But the thing is how do we get our customer or our potential customers to buy from us instead of a competitor, right? Like, hey, we're going to, sell these camping lights, and so is our competitor selling these camping lights. Like what's the reason they should pick us every time, right? And that's where you structure that offer, right? Like what other things can you bundle into that camping light to get them to buy from us? every single time. So that's like, I love information products because they're free. It's free money usually with information products, video courses, low ticket items, to get that person to be like, hey, you know what? I can't get that. If I go to Amazon, I can't get that kind of offer. Right. And they're offering me all these other cool bonuses that are going to, enhance my, my experience with this product instead of going to Amazon where I just get the camping light.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So I want to make sure I heard you right there. You're saying you like to include info products with your product, right? So that way you're making that. So you'd sell, camping lantern, and then you'd sell how to camp like a badass on the side. It's like a $97.
Yeah, like so the key here is, and this is again, like what I always tell people, and it's such a mindset shift. And it took me a long time. Like I've been in online marketing for like 10 years, and really it hasn't been until the past 5 that I've really understood this. Is you need to, like, that first part of starting a business where you have to understand that perfect customer, right? Like, who do I want to sell those camping lights to? Because how can you create information if you don't know who that perfect customer is, right? Because that's going to put them over the edge, right? So if it's a first time camper, what logically would they want to know? Well, they probably want to learn how to start a campfire or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. Or like a checklist, a cheat sheet guide of, hey, make sure you don't miss out, don't miss these things or leave these things behind at home, like checklist things to take camping with you, like little resources like that would help them,
Yeah, and adds perceived value.
Exactly. It's all about giving that perceived value. And when you do that, and you can do like video courses as well, like with our fishing business, what we did is we had like a fishing box that people got every single month. And we had influencers create content around each of those fishing lures and how to use them. And we gave that to our subscribers. So they got digital content in our ClickFunnels members area. They got the fishing box every single month. So it's like a mixture of best of both worlds, and then we can charge actually more than our competitors because we offer that kind of like customized experience.
Absolutely. I think that's part of what you need to do in e-commerce these days to set yourself apart, right? That and having a brand. You need to have something, an add-on extra, something that goes along with it. So a couple questions here that people are asking in regards to, what this might look like. Because to some people, this is a newer concept, newer idea, e-commerce agency. Let's settle on that. One, are you just a funnel guy, or can you turn this into a reoccurring model?
Reoccurring, absolutely. Absolutely.
So talk about what that would look like then.
So for example, now, I love being 100% transparent. It is easier always to give a subscription model when the products are consumable. So me, if I was going to go do this, like I would go after supplements, makeup, like skincare, like those kind of products where people need them every month, right? Because that's easier. That's logical. Like once people join it and they like your product, they're going to want it every single month. So those are like the easy pickings, I guess you could say, because people would want to join, that kind of reoccurring platform. But if you don't, like if you're like selling fishing lures like me, right, you got to get creative with it, right? And usually that is, for example, like I have a student doing like stuff in the barbecue niche, right? So in that, like, he does like smoking barbecue or whatever it's called. He gives us basically a paid Facebook group. It's like $9.99 a month to be part of this paid Facebook group where he teaches them, different kind of stuff every single week. He just goes on there, shows himself like smoking in his backyard and having a good time, and they want to be part of that, right? Mm-hmm. So you sometimes have to get a little bit more creative on the not so consumable products.
So would you say you would create that for an e-commerce agency? Like, so that's what I want to try to, so like, let's say, I'm over here, I want to go find 10 e-commerce stores to build funnels for, things like that. Are you talking about creating continuity funnels and programs?
I wouldn't go like right in probably and ask that, because that's like that's like something they probably need to have meetings about. But yeah, I would hit on that quickly, because if they have customers, right, that are buying on repeat from them, like that's an extra revenue source when you have people on that reoccurring revenue plan, right? So that's definitely something that you can touch on, later on, but it's not necessary right out of the gate.
Gotcha. Okay, so what would you want to build out right out of the gate? What would be your hook, your offer to get in front of these people? And then the second part of the question is, how do you find Shopify owners? It's not like I can just buy a list of emails,
So actually there's a site, I don't know, oh man, I'll have to find it. Let me see if I'll find it at some point and give it to you. But there's a site where it lists like the top 1,000 Shopify stores in order and their sales volume. Like it's out there, and there's different kinds of strings you can put in and see like the actual sales on, like somebody hacked it. So you can see and kind of like find the exact kind of Shopify stores you want. If I was doing this, I would pick one thing that you're interested in and become like the best at that, right? Like I wouldn't go after supplement and makeup and then like, you know, fishing and all that. Like I wouldn't do that. I would become like the go-to person in like the supplement space, right? Like, okay, I create supplement funnels for e-commerce businesses, or I create like, you know, skincare funnels for funnels for skincare products, right? Because it's just like people that, you know, do agency work for chiropractors or dentists, right? I feel like, you know, they usually are kind of niched down right there and usually go after them because then you can kind of just like duplicate it, right? Across different you know, the chiropractors.
I think it's genius. And it's such an open niche because like, you know, I think we tend to mistake thinking that everyone who has a Shopify store is also a really good marketer. That's not always the case. A lot of times they just have a product, right? Like
exactly. It's like I see it so often. It's like a lot of people fall for it. They build it and they think it will come, right? Like that's never the case, unfortunately. But again, like I would go after that low hanging fruit like all day. Like if I was going to do it, like I would find on Facebook, I would just start looking at different Facebook pages in a specific niche. So I would look like for like organic supplements. Like I would type that keyword into Facebook and see the pages in that specific niche. Usually the ones that have like 100,000, 200,000 likes on Facebook are probably pushing some sort of volume already, right? And then you go check out their website, see what they're doing, right? A lot of them, 99.99% of them aren't using any sort of sales funnel. But what you essentially, and a great example of this, like probably the best example, and Russell gives this example all the time, is the Organifi one he built, right? Like they have their, you know, Organifi.com where they just catalog like hundreds of different products that they have, right? But then all of their cold traffic, all their customer acquisition is sent to that green juice funnel, right? Where the only focus of that funnel is selling green juice, nothing else. There's no distractions. Right? That's why the funnels convert so well will convert so well for these e-commerce businesses, because you're only focusing on one product, one offer, instead of like a Shopify store, which has, you know, hundreds of products listed in it. You know, does that make sense?
Oh, 100%, man. That's awesome. I love it. So we got a couple more questions here. You know, how do you charge for e-commerce?
So I personally, it depends on the product. Like with how do you charge for the agency?
Yeah, let's say the agency. How would you charge for the agency side? You know, what would you think is fair? What would you look at charging? I know that this isn't specifically what you
so see, I'm greedy. So I will get them results for free. And then I would literally, I mean, it depends on how much you actually make them. Right. So I would try and do it for free to start, see how much revenue you can bring them. And if you do, like, you crush it for them, I mean, I can't imagine they wouldn't pay you whatever you wanted if you like brought an extra, like, you know, $50,000 in sales a month for them. That they would easily pay you a next $5,000 a month for that. I can't imagine anybody would say no to that.
Yeah, right. I know. I agree. And you said a couple times you do stuff for free. I mean, what would that look like?
So it's kind of like when I see it often where people are, you know, posting on Facebook, you know, they're like, hey, let me run Facebook ads for you for free and get you results. It's similar to that. And I think it works well for people that are on a budget and are just trying to start like an agency. Right.
But like, what would you do for them? I guess is my question. Like you say, just help you for free. You go out and you just like build a funnel. You know, I mean, what would that?
What I would do, I wouldn't even probably contact them first. I would just build them the funnel, like straight away, and send it to them, like right away. Like I would just send it to them and be like, yo, this is amazing. Like I want you to send traffic to this. I've been a huge fan of your product, but I want to see how I can help out you guys. So I built this huge high converting sales funnel for you. Right. And just see what they say.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. I think that would work. I mean, again, I would love for somebody to try that out, but that's been in the back of my mind for a while. I'd be like, I just want to build a funnel for them and just send it to them and see what they say. Because you can make it look so much better than like just a basic.
I mean, that's one of the strategies I've used before. We use over here where it's like, hey, we just send leads in the door. And then we say, hey, you want more of these? I gotta work your funnel. You get customers. Like that's a similar idea, especially if it doesn't take you that long to build out a freaking funnel. That's badass, man. I love it.
I forget. I was at like Dream 100 conference. I forget. And like Trey was doing a talk there and he did something. I don't know if it's something similar, but essentially he was like, this company didn't know where all this traffic was coming from, like, and all this like extra revenue. And then he contacted them and he like wanted something from them. And then they didn't give it to him and he shut it off and they were like calling him back. Like, what happened? What happened to all the extra revenue you were sending, all the leads that he was sending them? So it's kind of like that. Like you could essentially do that too, you know?
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome. Yeah, that's a whole, I mean, geez, my mind's spinning now. Like, I mean, that's so sweet.
I think a lot of people get nervous about e-commerce clients because it can be scary. Like, especially if you try and go, like, this is a client that I would never go to. I would never go to like a complete newbie, like, ever, probably. Because first of all, you don't want to go in there and like have to worry about doing their Facebook ads and like, actually developing their products for them and their messaging. You want to go to somebody that already is a good marketing, already has customers, right? They already have customers. So it's an easy test. Like, they could even send an email out with your new funnel and just get some free traffic going through it just to see how it converts, Like, don't go after somebody that's like a newbie, has terrible messaging, or is just like inconsistent in their branding, right? You want somebody strong, because once you get them results, and it's not like it's the first time is going to be a home run, but once you get that person results, you just like latch onto that person, like testimonials, like everything. Like, it's exactly what Russell did. Like, I think that was one of his best testimonials ever when he was like starting ClickFunnels, was what he did for Organifi, right? Like, that's how he sold ClickFunnels. Like,
well, I mean, I'm a big fan. I'm a big believer in paid trials, getting people improving up front, because you leverage those testimonials to sell a hell of a lot more, man. 100% on the same page there. Sachin, what's up? What's up, man? He's asking, is CrossFit a good niche for doing e-commerce for agency owners? I'm not quite sure what you mean. Do you mean like CrossFit materials, Sachin? Or I guess, I mean, if CrossFit sells a bunch of their, I don't know.
Dude, CrossFit gyms should be. I mean, I've never done CrossFit, but they should be selling their own physical products.
Yeah, they should.
T-shirts are easy. I mean, like, anybody can go do that, like, right now. You can go into a CrossFit gym and be like, hey, I want to design T-shirts for you, and just go print on demand them, like, as they go. So there's no investment for anybody at all.
Yeah, I love it. Slawik, what's up, dude? How you doing? He's like, I would love to see one of these funnels. I have to assume it's very simple. So I'm sure Peter's got examples, and he's got a bunch of places that he shares a ton of information. But
Peter, you guys want? I can give you. I can give you the Organifi funnel if you want. If you guys want it. Like, I'll give it to you.
I love it, man. That's awesome. We'll get it in. Yeah, because Melanie asked, where are you getting the templates of the ClickFunnels store? Are these templates that you built out, or templates that you've got when you apply these? Not that I know you don't necessarily do it for agency owners, but for your students, for your e-commerce business.
Yeah, I mean, I am not a creative person. Like, I model what other people are doing. Like, I'm building a supplement business right now for myself, and I'm modeling it after Organifi. Like, they're crushing. I mean, they're ridiculous.
200 million in sales. I just saw Drew Canale speak like a week ago. I was just at an event, and he was there. 200 million in sales. So insane.
And it's crazy how profitable they are. Like, they're charging $80 for a green juice. Like, that's an offer. Like, think about it. Like, if you go on Amazon right now and try and get green juice, like, they are by far like the most expensive by like $40. Like,
yeah.
Why? But still, people are like, drinking it and buying it like that. It's awesome. And, you can only, want that kind of success. It's crazy.
So Luke, what's up, Luke, jackass?
What does Luke say?
No, Luke.
I skipped over his question on accident.
Yeah, he was talking to me. Luke's my guy. He said he's got a pain cream client that crushes on Amazon, and he's building their Shopify. What do some of your upsells and downsells look like? Luke, be more specific, dude. What do you mean? What do upsells and downsells look like? I mean, can you talk
easy. That is easy. About it? It is easy. You just go to Amazon, you type in their skin cream, and see what frequently bought together is. Right? Like, there it is. Like, that's it. You just see what else they bought with that thing. Right? But personally, for me, and I took this one out of Trey Llewellyn's book, is sell them more of the same thing that they just bought. Yeah. Right? Like, after they bought the skin cream, just give them a better deal for it, and sell them more, and just keep selling them more if they say yes to it. Right? And it never ceases to work. Believe it or not, it's crazy. Like, fishing lures, guys, like my fishing lures, like, they convert usually like 10 to 15% on the order form. And then I sell them the same thing on OTO1. I sell them 4 more of the same fishing lure they just bought at a 25% discount than what they just paid for. Right? So psychologically, they're like, why wouldn't I just paid more for it? Like, why wouldn't I buy more? Right?
Wow.
And then after that, I don't even do downsells. Like, everybody gets everything. Like, and after that on OTO2, I sell them more of the same thing that they just bought. So more of the same fishing lure. Right. And I give them a 35% discount on that one. And obviously your margin has to work here, but believe it or not, like, all of my upsells, like, convert at over 10% on that, like every single one.
Wow.
Right. And it's crazy. Like a lot of people say, if they say no to that OTO one, like, oh, then downsell them. But it's weird. Like those people that actually bought that first one are always buying them again on that OTO too. It's crazy. So always try and sell more of the same thing would be my suggestion. And then look at the frequently bought together on Amazon.
I love it, man. That's awesome.
Always do complementary products to enhance their experience, right? Always think the customer in mind. Like what else, right? Because we're in a business, like it doesn't matter if you're doing e-commerce, doing agency work for other people. It's like you're just solving problems for people, right? And the same thing with e-commerce. Like every product solves a problem, and if you keep that in mind, right, and always delivering value to your customers, you're going to be in a good place, So always enhance their experience as best you can, especially through upsells.
So are you always sending traffic directly to these funnels, never to the stores?
Never to the store.
Okay.
I never send traffic to a Shopify store. Like the only reason I have Shopify stores is to catalog, right? Like a funnel's good for, one specific offer, but it's like some people have hacked ClickFunnels to make it work like Shopify, but I don't really like it. Like Shopify is easy. You can just catalog all your products in there and like just allow your existing customers, to just browse around and, buy whatever they want.
That's freaking awesome. Got a couple more questions for you here. So would you look for e-commerce clients that have no funnels or terrible looking funnels that you can fix?
I can't imagine you coming across many e-commerce businesses that have funnels. Like I literally, that's like 1 in 100. Like I feel like I'm being honest. Like I don't see many people doing it, but yeah, if you see one that does have a funnel, you actually have an easier chance, right? Because you could say, hey, you're like that, you're a specialist at this. You could see their funnel. You see huge gaping holes and issues that you can resolve for them right away in their funnel. So that's an easier sell if they already have a funnel, but it looks like pretty bad. But yeah, I can't imagine a lot of them having funnels.
We're so deep in like the ClickFunnels world and community that like to us a funnel is like common knowledge. You want to build your email list funnel, you want to sell a product funnel, but to like the average person, like think of when you first heard about Russell Brunson and the concept of funnels. Like when I first read his book, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I can sell anything.
Yes.
And like other people don't really have that knowledge. So for you to provide them with that.
And that's the thing is that's one of the hardest things that I have with like the content I put out is when people hear sales funnel, they're like, oh, this is too confusing. They just like walk away. They're like, this is too complicated. Like Shopify is easy, right? But it really is a much simpler way, right? It's all about like guiding your prospect through a sales process, right? It's just like, going to Walmart or McDonald's or whatever, right? They're upselling you all the time, like trying to increase that average cart value for them, right? So, and that's where a lot of people are struggling right now. Right. And a lot of companies have tried to do what ClickFunnels does in Shopify, but you just can't do it. Right. You can't do it. And I don't know. I know you can. So a lot of, if you do agency work and your customer does have a Shopify store, there is an app called like App Trends that does send your ClickFunnels orders into Shopify, which works tremendously well. And I have no affiliation with them, and they just make an amazing app. So I would take a look at that because a lot of people are going to want to like categorize everything and keep all their orders inside Shopify.
That's awesome, man. We got another question. Do you combine email marketing or chatbots with your funnels?
So you can do both. You could do both. I personally have seen like some people, it depends on the niche. Like me, the guys that I target with my fishing businesses, like they don't know, like they don't check their email. They don't check anything. Like they're terrible. But what I've seen just from like actual like conversion rates, like that's what I care about. I care about conversions, like not open rates, not click rates. I just care about conversion. I've seen like more revenue being associated with the emails than actual chatbots, at least in my case. Right. But some other people, they swear by messenger marketing. I still would add like the little, what's the growth tool called?
The checkbox.
Yeah, the checkbox, add that in and have that option. And then, just have the, your tracking numbers and all that stuff sent through there for them. Right.
That's awesome. Man, all these questions. Maybe we need to talk ecom more in here. Everyone's freaking.
The thing about e-commerce and like anything in general, by the way, is like all about building assets. Like that's one thing I've learned over the past like 5 years is like those people that have the most assets win. Right. So like think about with ClickFunnels, right? they land on your landing page, you're going to get a Facebook pixel fire, right? You can get a email opt-in, you can get a messenger bot opt-in, right? Then when they hit your order page, right, there's like the add to cart, right? And then you have a buyer, right, potentially. And then also through all the upsell sequences as well, like you can identify those buyers in heat, and then potentially, you know, continuity members.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. This is some great stuff here. I'm gonna have to look into the e-commerce client side of things as well. I mean, seriously, I mean, because it's going where, I mean, God, chiros and dentists, man, foof, brutal. So much opportunity, you know. I've heard people talk like you've talked before. We also, I think we tend to think that people in e-commerce, like I brought this up earlier, but I want to reiterate because I think it's important, that they're really good marketers, right? Just because you got a store that might be something that they're really good at marketing and stuff. And that's not always the case, like at all. And if you said most of them are using sales funnels, that's crazy, you know? Luke, it's a pain in the ass. Brother, all clients can be a pain in the ass, my man. You got to love them all, you know? Let's see here. Sashin was talking about CrossFit earlier. He's like, I meant, would approaching stores doing CrossFit-oriented products be a good niche to approach?
Yeah, I would say so. Why not?
Yeah,
I mean,
I think so too.
Yeah, I can't imagine there not being, like if I owned a CrossFit gym, like I would make sure there's products that people can pick up and buy like right away, even just at point of sale, right? Potentially, you know, like give them like a little insert card with like, oh, hey, if you're a member, you get this, you know, free plus shipping t-shirt or free plus shipping water bottle or something to get them in the funnel, you know what I mean? And upsell them different kinds of things. And you can just literally just make a little insert card for them, just tell them to hand them out to everybody that comes in, you know? I actually had a guy, one of my coaching students, and he owns a Mexican restaurant, right? And he was looking for help with his funnel. I was like, wait, how did you even find me? Like, you know what I mean? But what he did, and he had a lot of success, is he created sales funnels for stickers, right? Stickers and t-shirts for people that came to a store. He has like a popular place out in like California or Florida, wherever. And he saw amazing conversion rates on that. Like every day he was getting sales from customers that would come in. He just, you know, gave it with every single order. Like he would just, you know, throw it in the bag for them.
The little things can make such a huge difference. It's so tight.
And with CrossFit, the people are super, super passionate about it. And I feel like with Ecom, like going after like people that fish, like, you know, they're super passionate about fishing. So something like CrossFit, like people that do CrossFit, they love talking about CrossFit. They love telling people that they do CrossFit.
What's that joke? Like, hold on. I saw like that YouTube video where, what was that?
How do you know if someone does CrossFit? They tell you or something like that.
Oh my God. That bit on College Humor. Oh my God. That's like the best video ever.
All right. So as we wind down, man, we got a little bit of time here left. You know, a lot of people, they recognize ClickFunnels. We see the 2 Comma Club in the background. Would love to hear, you know, what you did to get that. And then also a 2-part question. The other part is, what are some of the, you know, the biggest takeaways you got, the key things that you would want to leave with everybody who's striving and, you know, getting one of those as a goal?
So it's funny. Yeah, it took me 6 months actually. No, I'm kidding. Dude, this is my 10-year like overnight success story. Like it's crazy. Like I've been in this. First of all, I'm not even going into the whole story, but I discovered internet marketing like 10 years ago when I was in like college, just trying to make some extra cash. We were doing like affiliate marketing when Google was like the wild, wild west. It was absolutely amazing. But, you know, long story short, when I graduated college and a couple years after that, you know, I was selling on Shopify, I was selling on Amazon, constantly struggled, had to work full-time constantly, was never able to pay by myself for my business. And I was like, what the hell? Like I'm making money in my business. I'm doing all the things right. Like sales keep going up, but I'm still not able to pay myself from it. And we had our fishing subscription business that we had started, and our cost to acquire like a customer, like an actual subscriber for the business was like $20. Right. And I was like, what the hell? Like now we're just like delaying. We have to basically wait 5-6 months to get paid for that one subscriber. Right. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like, you know, when you're venture backed and you can have that money to blow through with advertising and stuff like that works, but it doesn't work when you're investing your own money. And that's kind of like, literally it was like 4 years ago or 3.5 years ago. It was like when ClickFunnels first came out. And I swear I was like one of the first 150 users on ClickFunnels. And I was like, holy crap. Like I remember I was in a mastermind with Ryan Moran, and he had these people, and I don't know who it was, but they came from ClickFunnels and they were demonstrating the software for us. And like, I was freaking out about it. I was like, holy crap. And like nobody cared. Like, I was like, guys, like this is crazy. Like I started doing like free plus shipping offers for our fishing lures. I was doing big discount offers and I was profitable. So this is the secret. So like this is the secret right here. And this is what I teach people is usually you should be profitable on that order form where you can offer, where I offer fishing lures. You have like your order bumps that you can do. And then you have your upsells, right? So right there, you're already going to be profitable. You're going to be making money. Now, when you integrate the continuity program into one of those upsells, right? That's where we started now getting subscribers for free. So now from previous, we were losing $20 to get a subscriber. Now we were profitable on the front end and we were getting subscribers completely for free. All right. And that's when you can understand that, like you can scale any business as fast as you want. Right.
It's like so true. I was on a call this morning with some actually on a client call, and I was explaining to him, like, I mean, because we're doing a webinar, right? And I'm like, guys, even if we broke even on this thing, like at $2,000 price point here, it doesn't matter if we break even. If we can get them in 6 months to a year to be worth money, we're getting all our leads for free. We're getting them. People don't get that. Like, I mean, that's how all big businesses work. They get people in, they'll lose money for 3 years. You know, you brought up venture-backed shit before, like they'll lose money forever because they know that on the back end they're gonna make it and they can afford to float it, right? So us people use ClickFunnels, this whole revolution is the key. What you just said is literally the key to everything. Being able to get money on the front end and, you know, either at break even or barely losing any money or profitable and then making more money on the back end, dude. That's the key.
Dude, it is. That is literally the secret. It's like a paradigm shift for people. But I remember calculating this. It was, we could spend $88 to acquire a customer, like on a $4.97 fishing lure and still be profitable. Yeah. It's like hard that you can be like the worst Facebook advertiser ever and still get conversions for like a $5 product at $89 a person.
Absolutely. It's so powerful.
5-6 months.
And while I'm not in, you know, directly in the e-commerce realm, I'm enough in the marketing realm to get it all and understand what you just said in regards to how it relates to business. I feel like that's why so many people say, oh, shop shipping or drop shipping's dead or e-commerce is dead, because they're not fucking making like 50% profit to direct dead cold Facebook traffic to, you know, an ad anymore. You have to work a little bit and actually put a real funnel in there and a real business. That's why everyone's saying it's that it's not fucking dead. There's like 8% of the buyers buy online. Like there's so much opportunity, dude. It's insane.
Dude, I hate when I see that. Like people, they only do it as clickbait, and I can't do it myself. Like I want to do it to get views, but I can't. But like dropshipping has been around from like the beginning of time. Like like people just think dropshipping, oh, is dropshipping stuff from China, but it's not. Like it's the act of a supplier shipping on your behalf.
Bro, Walmart dropships every fucking day. Like, all Walmart is, it just doesn't take as long to get the item there, you know? Like it's still dropshipping, you know? Like people just don't get it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. Sorry, I interrupted your story, so keep going. I just wanted to hit on that point because it's so true, guys.
Nick gets excited.
I'm going to do my own training video on that because what you just said is the key to everything in business and yeah, love it.
No, and that's really the core that I want to leave people off of is like, think about like that back end of your business. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I just want to convert on this front end offer and that's it. But like, dude, like once you have that person in your like ecosystem, like they're like, I forget who calculated this, but it was like 3 times or 10 times as easier to convert a customer to buy from you again than like a cold prospect, right? And people don't utilize that stuff like whatsoever. Like a lot of people like in e-commerce, believe it or not, like they're so stuck in the past. Like I'm in like Amazon groups, I'm not even kidding you. Like I see guys in there like, oh yeah, guys, we should start utilizing email marketing. I'm like, what the hell? Like we've been doing email marketing for like 10 years, 15 years. Like, what do you do? What are you guys doing? A lot of these e-commerce businesses, they're so stuck in the past and they're not progressing. And this is a great opportunity to start an e-commerce business or go work for, you know, as agency work and reaching out to these e-commerce business owners.
I love it, man. It's so true. And you got to know your numbers on the front end. You know, people can be afraid of paid ads and buying customers. But I mean, Dan Kennedy talked about it forever ago. Russell Brunson always says, whoever can pay the most to acquire a customer is always going to win every single time. You know, you can get them in the back end. You know, like I pay upwards of $1,700 to $2,000 to get a new client into my agency. But they're coming on at $12,000 contracts and long-term. I mean, it's freaking stupid profitable when we get them in. Right? Especially if they stay for a long time and they don't, you know, especially if they stay, right? But knowing those numbers, people are like, oh my God, you pay $2,000 for a customer. I'm like, yeah, between my sales guy, between the ads, between running the traffic, like, you know, all that stuff. But they stick around for a long time. So I'm okay with losing that front end, you know?
Exactly. And I think a lot of new people are like fearful of it, right? But you just, you got to get over that. As long as you trust your processes that you have in place, right?
Yeah.
And your
If you
offers.
ever want to survive long term, you have to learn paid traffic. You have to learn about buying customers, and you have to rewind what me and Peter just discussed here today in regards to being
I
able
forget who said that. Like they said, if you're like, I think Russell might have said it. Is like if you don't have a real business if you can't convert on paid traffic.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's like the truest thing ever. Right. Like I love working with JVs and affiliates and stuff, but like that's like a surge of sales and it's gone. When you can convert on paid traffic, like that's the world, right? So
literally. And look, there's nothing wrong with the organic methods. I mean, there's it's been a little bit of an epidemic the last year or two with, the tell your story and, you're going to make sales, coaching, blah, blah, bullshit. It's just not a long-term thing, and it's a short-term strategy thinking. Look, you can make a bunch of money doing some organic stuff and pumping through groups, but like you really want to make real money, you want to feel secure, learn how to advertise, learn how to run paid traffic, learn how to market, right? As opposed to just writing stories that, hope bring people to you. And then you get leading coaches who lead coaches, sell to coaches.
An endless cycle.
Yeah. Anyways, Peter, man, this has been awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I've really appreciated it. Sam, any last questions you want to ask Peter?
I don't think so. I think Peter covered it all.
Yeah, crushed it. There was a lot of interest here too. That's awesome. Guys, let us know. Drop some comments down below. If you guys are watching some replay, we'll get more e-commerce stuff. Either way, e-commerce agencies. Now, Peter, where can they go follow you? What's the best thing to do for that so you can get into your world?
Honestly, you can just go to YouTube and type in e-commerce empire builders, or you can just go to peterprue.com. It's probably easiest.
peterprue.com. Awesome. If you want to drop that link below, man, feel free to do it so that way people got it. But Peter Summit, guys.
To the post,
guys, just couple quick housekeeping notes. I'm going to be going live this weekend with training from our Facebook rep, what we went through over in our quick Q4 or Q3 business review. And we're back. I'm out in Hawaii. We're settled here, got some more time. We're going to be training, doing a lot of cool shit. So with that being said, Peter, appreciate everything. Man, Sama, always great to have you on. And we will be back soon, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.